Good morning, Mish.
Good morning.
How are you?
Great. Happy to be here.
It's good to have you.
Yeah.
Before we get into anything, Jana will share a quote with you. She'll tell you, someone said something somewhere, say what it speaks to you.
Oh, great.
Absolutely. The person who said it is Aikwe Arma, a Ghanaian author, writer known for various novels. One of the things he said is, our history is a long night of pain, but it will end. Our history is a long night of pain, but it will end. What do you think he was alluding to, or how would you translate it from what you understand?
He was alluding to evolution, that the challenges, particularly Africa has faced over time, will come to an end with evolution, of course, with development, technology, with all this that has improved the quality of life. Yes.
And with goodwill.
With goodwill.
Because I think if you think of inequality and corruption,
Yes.
those long nights of pain, technology can play a role, but do we want to end that pain?
Unfortunately, we have people who don't want us to end that pain. Yes.
Okay, on that note. Yep.
Which people are these?
First, I want to declare here today, no one has done research on SHA and its inadequacies like I have done. So I understand SHA and the schemes around it better probably than those who schemed how to swindle money from SHA, particularly Honorable Duale and people in State House. The first thing, before you actually came here, Latif, you called me for several interviews to talk about SHA when we were working on the bills that brought about the social health authority, the digital health, and the emergency fund. I believe you remember quite well.
Yeah.
And at that point, we were very clear as a committee that we should not allow the core mandate of a National Hospital Insurance Fund. What SHA that is actually the name you can give it externally, that it is a National Hospital Insurance Fund. You cannot give the core mandate of such an institution to private entities. And the private entities are not private entities that have done that job before. These are private entities that were hurriedly registered so that people can steal money from Kenyans, what we are seeing today. At the commencement, during the formation of SHA, the committee was of the idea that instead of totally inhalating or killing NHIF, we should have the new ideas as departments within NHIF. Yeah?
What do you mean new ideas?
Like the primary healthcare, issues to do with the emergency fund, which is indeed a very revolutionary idea, yeah? And even the digital health. We can have them as departments within NHIF. But because these people were determined, and it was government sponsored, it was pushed hurriedly in Parliament. We tried to particularly myself, Honorable the current chair, Nyikal, Honorable Madenge, Honorable Oron, we tried to resist the transfer of the core mandate of this agency to companies, particularly, and these companies, one is called Apiero. Apiero was hurriedly registered in the consortium. One of the consortiums was hurriedly registered in Dubai in late of 2023 and later got registration in Kenya in 2024, early 2024. Remember, we started SHA in October
I think we moved very fast. Huh?
Yeah.
You have done the research like nobody else has. So for you, these things are basic. Let's start from the very basic, okay? There was a move to introduce universal health coverage in Kenya.
Yes.
And the move to introduce universal health coverage approached it in 4 different ways.
Yeah.
In different ways. And those bills were brought before Parliament.
Yes, before the committee.
One was to establish the Social Health Authority.
Yes.
And the Social Health Authority then was also to manage all the funds under universal health coverage.
Yes.
Then there was establishment of the Primary Healthcare Fund.
Yes.
The Emergency Critical Illness Fund.
Yes.
And the Social Health Insurance Fund.
Yes.
There was also the Digital Health Agency Fund to look at how to manage our information in health.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And there was also the Facilities Improvement Fund.
Yes.
Which is money that is spent in this facility.
In the facility that actually there. Collected. Yeah.
So it
is called A&A.
Those laws you dealt with in Parliament.
Yes.
How are they introduced?
The laws, introduction of laws in Parliament, it depends on who is sponsoring the bill, yeah? These particular ones were sponsored by government.
Okay.
And when they are brought to the committee, our work is to enrich the law so that it can conform, number one, with the laws of the land.
Okay.
Number two, so that it can be of bigger good to the community. Yeah? And within the committee, we raised our concerns on a number of things. And at that point, the CS for Health was Madam Nakumicha. And when she came to the committee, they wanted 5 billion Kenya shillings to set up a new system for the health docket. Yeah?
What do you mean a new system?
A new system outside now, a new system. Like now, we are talking about the SHA system. There was the NHIF system, yeah? Now, when she came to our committee, she was seeking funds totaling 5 billion shillings to set up a new system for SHA, yeah? However, a few months later, she increased the amount from 5 to 10 billion, yeah? And then again, within no time, yeah, the committee was bombarded with a request of 104 billion, all of a sudden, with a number of companies involved that initially had, the ministry did not want to give us the ownership of these companies. And then later, after we did a bit of investigation, the ministry offered to give us some information, yeah? And this system that we bought for 104 billion, number one, we had JQuat students who were willing, when they heard about all this, they were willing to upgrade the NHIF system to the system SHA wanted for a fraction, almost 2 billion Kenya shillings. And then the owners of NHIF system were also willing, you know, you provide specifications. Yeah, NHIF had people who provided the system.
So it was also, even NHIF was running a private...
It is, they do what we call an SLA. They do...
Service level agreement.
Where they manage the system. It was government owned, but they were managing the system.
So they're not the owners?
They are not the owners. Okay. Now, they said, for this system that you have, we can upgrade it to what you want. Yeah? Okay. For 2 billion shillings. Is it 4 billion shillings? And then another company offered to do a whole new system and, of course, ride on the network of the widest network that we have, that is Safaricom, for a total of 20 billion shillings. But because these people were determined to steal from us, they did what we call a direct procurement. Direct procurement is whereby you don't do an advert. Yeah, you do direct procurement. And we kept asking them, have you advertised for you to be able to, for people to demonstrate the kind of ideas that they have? They totally refused. That is one thing, including our chairman that time, Honorable Dr. Pukose, who usually should be pushing government agenda, was very, very particular about. He said, no. This one, why are we going for direct procurement? And they kept giving us excuses. Later, they got letters from the Treasury, but these letters did not really give us reason why they did a direct procurement.
I want to pause again.
Yes.
Yeah, you've mentioned various entities that were all applying to provide a system for them.
All gave ideas.
They were all giving ideas.
Yes.
To whom were they giving idedes?
To the ministry.
So how do you know they were giving ideas?
I sit in the health committee.
Okay.
And you know, one thing you need to know, a bulk of these people were saying, they kind of had a knowledge of what the Duales of this world had in terms of intention. So they were like, these people are trying to push 1, 2, 3 so that they take the core mandate of this agency to private entities.
Can I finish my question?
Yes.
So they were presenting these ideas to the health ministry. In writing?
Yes, they did that in writing.
Okay.
But the ministry will definitely not agree now.
Did the committee, was the committee aware that they were making this presentation?
Yes, the committee is aware.
Did the committee meet with any of these entities?
No, the committee did not meet with any of these entities.
Why?
Because the ministry was so ferocious because of the determination they had to push their agenda.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the committee is aware
Yes.
of the various proposals being taken.
Yes.
The committee is raising issue
Yes.
with the way the ministry is handling this.
Uh-huh.
Did the committee summon the Ministry of
Yes,
Health?
we summoned.
Did the committee summon any of these other proposals so that it's on your record in Parliament
Now-
that
That you
this
summoned.
is the proposal?
Yeah. Now, what
Or
the
do you have
committee...
it anywhere as
What-
official record of Parliament?
Yes.
That there was a proposal for 5 billion, for
For
10 billion,
Yes.
for so on, such and such.
In the Hansard, committee meetings are recorded in the Hansard. So we have that recorded in the committee meetings. Now, when the final report finally came to Parliament, because I refused to sign it, a few members from the committee refused to sign it, but like has become the norm, they pushed it through Parliament. Yet, I stood on a point of order in Parliament and said that is not a report of this committee. Honorable Nyikal, who is the chairman now, I don't know whether he'll agree to attest to this because of the broad-based issues, stood on a point of order and said that is not a report of the committee. We were the two of us plus the chairman in Parliament. And one of the other members who rose up on a point of order to say that is not a committee, a proposal of the committee was Honorable Jack Wamboka, who actually I can say is like my deskmate in Parliament because we sat next to each other. So what we are saying, it was well known. The issue here is this. They were determined to push this through. Like has been, you listened to members of Parliament the other day when the president said there's corruption in Parliament. There are members of Parliament who said, we have passed for him here, even SHA, late into the night. That was very unpopular. Yeah, it happened, but I was among the very few members who stood my ground and said, no, this is going to mess up our health sector. I was very clear on that. And even Latif, if you remember, when I came to your show that time, I again said this very clearly, that this is going to mess up our health sector. By the way, I've seen something that you played here, where a bishop has been pushed to lie. The bishop was pushed to lie.
By?
You're saying this as a matter of fact?
Yes, the money they were sent, the money was just sent the other day. It was not sent the day all hospitals were being paid. It is because of his impact. It is because of the bishop's impact. When he told Honorable Mudavadi that, hey, you're lying. And that was the truth. That was the truth then. Yes, now he may have received the money. But they don't. That is why Duale, with his arrogance, consistently, he's been very arrogant around this, trying to put our face. But we will continue unmasking Duale and the State House operatives that are involved in the stealing of SHA money.
Let's take a break. I know you have something burning that you want to follow up with.
Yes.
We're going to come back and have this conversation. And I know one of the things you're pushing for is that
he should resign.
He should resign. And I wonder whether that even resolves the issue, because the system, he'll resign, somebody else will come in. What does that mean
Actually,
for SHA?
there's no system. That's another thing
Okay,
we need to talk about.
All right, so let's come back.
There's no
and
system.
let's come back and talk about that. It's coming up to 7:30. We'll be back with this conversation in just a moment.
400.
And we are back in conversation. Anthony Kibagendi, MP, Kitutu Chache South, and member Health Committee in the National Assembly. Emmanuel Templar, Jeremy Mutuma, and Omanga Momanyi all appear to be agreeing with the MP. Omanga Momanyi is saying, yep, listening to Kibagendi, it seems like he's had his research well done. Emmanuel Templar talks about those private entities working in the background. Yes, he's hit the nail on the head. Just before the break, you said there are no systems. That's what you said.
There is no system that is working. They are grappling with, you know how SHA is working for them? A hospital owned by any hospital, if you go to any hospital and you have to go through the regular processes of taking your biometrics and what have you, they harass that hospital to treat you. So if they don't treat you, they are the ones that will be quickly pushed to the group of hospitals being called fraudulent hospitals. So hospitals are treating patients under duress. Yeah? The system is actually not working.
What is system, though, Anthony?
A system is just like, let's say, like even Facebook. The various modules that you have for, let's say, Messenger, for where you go to comments, where you go to the profile page, like that, yeah? For the SHA, because it was hurried, the scheme was to steal. It was not to improve. They hurried this thing in October last year. The committee proposed, why don't you push this thing to January so that we can ensure we have everything in place. And you heard the president one time say, of course there are challenges here and there with the SHA, but we will be able to fix them. Their issue was, how do they quickly start earning the 10 billion shillings per year? That was the concern. Yeah, it was not whether it was going to work or not. And you've realized the president of this republic, even when things are unpopular, even when things are not appropriate, he really goes hard when they know what they are going to earn from it.
Anthony, allegedly, you're also a hospital owner.
That is a serious one. You know, the other day when we pushed Duale and the chairman for SHA, who is, the two of them are conflicted. The chairman for SHA had a hospital which he sold out, but which he says he sold out, but we know how people hold directorship proxies. Hold
the owners
ownership.
Of the new hospital released a statement, Anthony, and
they'll continue saying that.
Linking.
They'll continue saying
unless you have something that shows.
No. You know, the challenge is this.
So here now today, we are asking you about your facility.
Yeah, now that is where I'm going to.
We are not going to say Anthony now claims that you know he does not own a facility. It's either you say you own a facility or you don't.
Number one, I'm telling you why they came up with this story. It is because I'm so hard on them on this one. And I have been very consistent from commencement, from when we started this sometime in March, April last year, yeah? So they came up with a story that I own a hospital in Migori. I've forgotten the name of the hospital. And that is when quickly, for them to try and make it look real, their propaganda machinery using some gentleman called Itumbi, he put it on his status, on his Facebook, and the traditional way that UDA and his people do stuff, they pushed it into their group of WhatsApp group of bloggers, and they all tried to push it out there. It did not work. Yeah, I don't own a hospital.
It's not true.
I don't, but Duale owns a hospital, Medina Hospital. He may have changed the ownership recently because they changed the CR12. I wanted to come with it here. They changed the CR12. He owns Medina Hospital. I've visited it, and he has called me about it. It's not an allegation. It is the truth.
If you don't have the CR12, we can call it an allegation.
The same way, Anthony Kibagendi, you will come here and tell us, because of the clear ownership of this facility in Migori, there is nothing linking Anthony Kibagendi to it. But you know, the same way we shall say, unless you have something that is solid, you will not make
we can't confirm it. Yeah.
Hot allegations.
You are the only ones probably who don't know that.
So the answer here is you do not own a facility.
But I do not own a facility.
Okay.
Yes. Now I wanted to take you to now where the real issues are. The stealing. You realize, Honorable Duale, when you ask him about the non-existent facilities that are earning from SHA, why they are paying them, he will divert your attention from that and tell you, we are going to arrest and prosecute people who are stealing from SHA. He does not go to this and tell you, hey, the money that was sent to Nyandiwa dispensary, for example, or Wante Nursing Hospital, for example, we are going to recover this money. They don't say that. Yeah? Why? Those are the conduits. That is where the money is coming out from. Nyandiwa dispensary was closed many years ago. You saw them the other day slashing and clearing the bushes around there and painting it so that it looks like it is a hospital that has been inexistent. We go on to ask, if you know a hospital that was initially owned by the current chair of SHA, called Ladnan. Ladnan Hospital received 66 million shillings. Yeah? When Ladnan Hospital received 66 million shillings, you need to ask yourself, how much money are they owed by NHIF? In comparison to what Moi Teaching and Referral is owed, and Moi Teaching and Referral received the same amount. Remember, in a day, Moi Teaching and Referral receives 5,000 patients in a day. Ladnan Hospital, that hardly 1% of Kenyans know, seems to be receiving the same amount. Yeah, we go on. If I may ask you, there is this hospital called Tumticha Medical Center. It was registered this year. They received 1.5 million shillings, more than even most sub-county hospitals. How is that possible? How is that possible?
You're the MP.
Of
You are the MP, Anthony Kibagendi.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
You cannot be asking the same questions that all of us ask ourselves.
Yeah, and that is why.
Especially those in social media, okay? Because all these things that you're saying have been on social media, where people are looking and they see one, they don't see the other, so they raise a
You see
question.
the
Yes.
discrepancies.
The member of parliament, especially one who sits in the health committee,
Absolutely.
Should have the answers.
should have the answers.
Yeah.
Now,
And
the
thing-
answer
and
is,
the thing-
Duale, stop stealing from Kenyans.
No, that's a question. That's
That's
not an
not-
allegation. That's not what
It's
we
a
pay you
directive.
a
I
million
don't-
shillings plus, Anthony
Yes.
Kibagendi,
Yes.
every month.
Yes.
Not to come and ask the same questions.
I'm
we're
not asking questions.
So-
I'm informing
So
Kenyans.
let me ask you the question. The hospitals that you're saying, that if you say this particular facility received 2 million shillings,
Yes.
2 times more than the next nearest facility,
Yeah.
or a facility of the same size,
Yes.
you ask the question, how much were they owed for them
Yes.
to start receiving this money? Do you have the answer?
Now, look here, right there,
do you
right
have
there.
that?
Yeah, I have the answer. The answer is this. When we try to investigate that quickly through the system, through the website, what did Duale do? He brought down the website.
Is it not back up?
The master list of hospitals, what they are owed, what they were paid, and what is remaining is not in the website.
Have you written to the ministry to ask that?
No, we are on recess.
Have
We
you?
are on recess. But these are some of the things we are putting together because we are saying if Duale does not resign, then he has to be impeached.
Anthony, your timelines and the social media timelines are exactly the same. Your investigations and the social media investigations of just
They're like
Kenyans
parallel.
who are, they're parallel. The information, Ladnan, it seems that we discovered at the same time, which was just through Kenyans logging on and saying, this hospital in a dispensary, but they received this much. Then the system came down. Sitting on the health committee, you should have already
Now,
had...
do you know what we are doing now
these-
as a committee?
Before
we
the
are visiting
website,
hospitals.
before the website went down,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Because
yeah.
the website went down after social media exposés,
Yeah.
and after that information got out.
And even social media expose came out of my concerns. That is when people started scrutinizing. What the health committee is doing now, yesterday we had different members visiting different hospitals to find out what, like now, Mbagathi Hospital, one of the busiest hospitals, we wanted to know why they were paid such a small amount versus what was being paid to other hospitals. So the committee is already doing its work, yeah? Procedures for committee are, number one, sometimes bureaucratic. They take a bit of time. They take slightly longer. But the truth is, what I'm saying, I'm very clear about it. And I'm quite sure about it. And because we have limited time, I can tell you the quality of healthcare will not improve with Duale in that office. The quality of healthcare will not improve with the benefits in that SHA system. In terms of benefits, this is what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. One, when NHIF existed, if a lady goes to hospital for delivery, from the point of getting in to when you step out, SHA or Linda Mama used to take care of that. Presently in SHA, in the log for benefits, if you're delivering a normal delivery, is up to a maximum of 13,000 shillings. If the baby develops complications or the child, SHA will not take care of that. Anything above that, you pay in cash. Yeah? If it is a C-section, yeah, initially it is from the point of entry to when you exit. Now it is capped at 33,000 shillings. I believe most of us know the cost of managing diabetes. In SHA, the maximum amount you can spend on a diabetic patient per year in a family, let's say this is our family, only one person is allowed to get medical care, and it is up to a maximum of 4,000 shillings per year.
For diabetes.
For diabetes. Number two, yet it is a critical illness, yeah? Yet, number two, on issues to do, like now you want to change your spectacles. In a family, they've only provided 4,000 shillings per year. Now, let's go to the means testing. We have not become as digitized as the West for us to be able to determine, yeah, your level, your economic status digitally. Yeah, because that is what has messed the higher education funding model, where you're told to enter in your name, where you are. They ask you whether you own cows, whether you have a pit latrine or a water closet, a toilet in the house, and then that is what they use to determine whether unajiweza ama haujiwezi. Now, the means testing system has put all of us, including someone who is 11 or let's say 18, and someone who is 80, we are all given 92,000 shillings per year. How does that? We ask them about the benefits. Yeah.
What do you mean by you are given?
You are allocated that if you go beyond this amount, then now you pay cash. Yeah. Now, look at someone.
In what stage?
At every, you know, when you exhaust primary they go to the next level.
Right.
Yeah. For the year, they have allocated 92,000. Yeah.
For outpatient.
Yet, for outpatient, you know, when you're inpatient, again, they move to now what is ailing you. What is, you know, if it is the appendicitis, if it is the hip replacement and all that.
So
and
outpatient services are allocated at 92,000 shillings per patient, per member, per year.
Now,
across primary healthcare.
Now, across primary healthcare. But now, lately, again, the president has come up with something outside the law to say you walk into a hospital, level from the dispensaries,
2, 3,
it is free. You know, so we are again confused. Why don't
what did
we
you
work
pass
with
in the law, Anthony? Is that
right?
In the law, you know you're not supposed to pay anything.
Okay.
Yeah. Because SHA is supposed to take care of that at the primary level. Yeah. But right now, in some hospitals, you have to pay consultation fee.
Why?
Yeah. You know, it is because, like I've told you, there is no system. Yeah.
When you say there's
working.
no system,
Yeah.
let me take you back to the proposals that people had. The students that came and said, I can do this for this much, and then we ended up with this 104 billion shilling system. What was the pushback then? When you said, you know what, this was single sourced, yes, this was single sourced. What was the pushback then?
You know,
because you're aware that there's other options that are.
President William Ruto is a bulldozer. He had, you know, like I've said this before, Parliament became an appendage of the executive. Yeah, it was hurriedly passed in Parliament. And these are bills pushed by the leader of majority or the health committee. You know, those ones, the chair of the health committee. Those ones is where people pass without even thinking. And even we have a WhatsApp group for parliamentarians. I will look for that post I made that time. I told members, all of us, I told them, we are allowing this thing to start working. But I'm telling you, it is going to mess us up. Today, we are burying more people than we used to bury during the COVID season. But government is not talking about the quality of healthcare today.
I want to come in very quickly. Two things is just based on what Eric and Mariam said. I think Kenyans are very tired of a lot of exposés and then there's no action. So number one, what does real prosecution look like in this case? But number two is you've said solution, Duale needs to step down. I still don't know that people will be convinced that that is going to solve everything. Are you saying Duale steps down, And then what? What's the recommendation? Who comes in? What is their profile?
If they're reshuffled.
If they're reshuffled, exactly,
we had Dr. Baraza in health, Duale in environment. If we went back, Duale goes back to environment and Baraza comes back to health, will it be okay?
Considering there's no system, according to you.
Now, the first thing, other than Duale stepping aside and Abdi, the chairman of SHA, other than them stepping down, because the current CEO is just there, yeah? She's a wonderful lady. She knows what needs to be done, but she's overwhelmed. She's the one who should be answering the questions you're seeing here, but Duale is domineering. Yeah, she's the one who ought to have been in Mumias to talk about this hospital. But now, yes, indeed, Kenyans are getting fatigued with our rhetoric. And that is why I keep telling politicians, the Kenyan voter has evolved and moved on. You know, Kenyans nowadays are like, we've gotten the information, we will deal with you because you've refused to deal with the issue. Now, Kenyans, that is why you consistently hear Kenyans everywhere talk about one term. Why? They feel the entire system is rotten. When they say, do not return any of the CSs that were serving pre-revolution of June 2025, and the president goes on to bring them, it is a demonstration of, I have a scheme, we have a strategy of doing 1, 2, 3, we must ensure it actually works.
Still waiting for the fix. Still waiting for the fix. But just before, we have a caller, Eric from CI. Let him ask his question, and then we'll get you a response on the fix. Good morning, Eric.
Good morning, how are you?
Eric, good morning.
Good morning, how are you? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. What's your question or comment for Mheshimiwa Anthony?
My comment was him being a member of a health committee. We wanted him at least to follow up for us because if you go to a private facilities here on the ground, the amount that is allocated for you as an outpatient is 300 shillings. So if you have malaria or you have a cough, you find that the amount you are allocated, it cannot even treat basic diseases.
Right.
Because if sorry?
This is your own experience, right?
Yes, this is my own experience that has gone on for a while.
Okay.
If you go to a facility or a hospital, you are told the doctor's fee is 100 shillings, lab test is 100 shillings. So the amount that is remaining cannot even cater for your medication for basic diseases like malaria or cough. You are told to go and buy the other part of it outside the facility. Yeah, so at least he should help us follow it up, because if I'm being deducted over 1,000 shillings and the only amount I'm allocated is 300 shillings, that scheme is not helping me. At least he should go higher to cater for basic diseases.
Eric, let me ask you a couple of questions.
Yes.
So the facility that you go to, the private facility.
Yes.
It's, do you know the categorization of that facility? Whether it's level 4, 5, 2, 3?
I tried to ask the facility and they just told me that was a contract between them and the SHA. So they did not disclose whether it's the level of the hospital.
Okay. But when you went to that facility, they told you that you have been allocated 300 shillings.
Yes.
And what
I even called, sorry?
You called SHA, go ahead.
I even called the SHA offices and they said dispensaries and these private hospitals on the ground are only allocated 300 shillings.
So it's a level 2. It's probably it's the same level as a dispensary, yeah? You would say.
Yeah, but if you ask the hospital, sorry for that. If you ask the hospital, they will not disclose the level at which the hospital is. They will tell you all our hospitals, whether big or small, the allocated amount for outpatient is 300 shillings. And if you want maybe further treatment, you are asked to be admitted.
Yeah.
So if you have this, let's say you have typhoid, you are asked to be admitted.
And the facility has admission?
Yes, the facility has admission.
So then,
all right.
Okay. So sounds like there's a lot of lack of information at the grass.
Absolutely.
Because the primary health, just like you've said, you passed it in law. Primary health is fully paid. You walk into a primary health outpatient facility, it is not capped As long as it falls within the services that are for primary health, you walk in, you walk out. And even if there was capping, 300 is the most absurd amount that could ever be capped.
That is the truth.
What's the truth here? Is it
the truth is the very basic level in primary healthcare, you pay you're only allocated 300 shillings. That is the truth.
How is that?
That is where I was talking about the benefits in SHA versus what was in NHIF. And when you ask this question, they'll say you are a cartel of the people who used to steal from NHIF.
So please confirm this.
Yes.
Because the benefits were developed after the laws were passed, and the benefits
they were developed hand in hand.
But the amounts and all, the allocations.
That is where we were asking hard questions.
So when they came to Parliament, as the regulations that go then with this particular law, did you approve the benefits?
We refuse.
Are you saying that there's a basic benefit for 300 shillings? If I look at the benefits
very lowest
scheme,
level,
at the lowest level is level 1.
Yes,
which is a community health promoter.
Yeah, the facility, the very basic level, the benefit per person is 300. That is what they've capped it at. If you want to go beyond that, that is like you've told the doctor, I have a sore throat and what have you, let's say a clinical officer, and they say that is a, without even any tests, that ulikunywa Fanta, ulikunywa maji baridi, then that is 1, 2, 3. Enda ununue hizi dawa. Unaenda kununua nje.
And that is what you passed as Parliament?
No, that is what passed in Parliament. I want us to be very clear. We must stop wholesomely condemning Parliament.
The institution of Parliament is what I'm referring to here.
Why? Because I personally refused to pass that. And I rose on a point of order and said, no, these benefits are inferior to what used to be.
And it still went
Parliament
ahead.
passed.
But Parliament
passed.
passed.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're still coming to
there's something we have not spoken about. By the way, SHA is not a reform. SHA is a scam. That is the truth. It will not change. There is nothing Duale is going to do that will change. Duale is threatening hospitals. You see now they've even pushed a bishop to do some PR for them. Let's go to accreditation of facilities. You see the whole of northeastern Kenya, northern Kenya. Let's not call it northeastern. The whole of northern Kenya. During NHIF, we had 153 accredited facilities. Accredited facilities are those facilities that KMPDC and NHIF had agreed to support, to work with. But do you know how many we have since SHA was registered? We have 700.
Okay. We're coming to the fix because we are pretty much out of time. I think it's important to sample some feedback. There's a lot of it.
Yes.
I'll just go through it quickly. Peter Otieno, stepping aside of a CSA, how is that going to help, of a CS? I think the stepping aside of a CS, how is that going to help anyone? Because a CS doesn't run SHA to begin with, but just a supportive policymaker. Moses Bear, can we start with the person who signed the money? Hospitals did not ask for manna from heaven, it fell. Which measure do you think they're thinking? What is your thinking that is worse? Basically, he's saying, everybody's thinking, what makes you think your thinking is better than the other person's? Who else is saying, ask him if he will sustain this vocal accountability, or once he will be called by the masters of Moshomoja, he'll forget this and dance to their tune. Finally, Paul Minor, Eric, just let the MP know that the current parliament is a disgrace. No wonder Gen Z occupied it. Each MP has a price tag. Anyway, so there's a lot of people saying, okay, Duale steps aside and then what?
Right.
In a minute. I don't know that we've gotten a comprehensive fix.
Right.
He steps aside. Eric said if there's a reshuffle, what changes? It almost seems like it needs to be dismantled, but is that also?
And he said you're being removed also from the health committee?
Yeah, I'll be removed from there because of these concerns.
Who's removing you?
The system, the owners of SHA.
You?
The owners of SHA have a lot of power. Yeah, I'll definitely be removed. When you saw when Ndindi Nyoro was raising issues about the the budget, he was quickly hounded out.
Okay.
Yeah, and for me, I've been called by including some of our party members, and they've told me, you need to stop this, you know, it is being worked on, utatolewa committee, but I've said no.
Are you going to move a motion?
Yeah, once we go back to Parliament, we want, together with the more established members of Parliament who understand how this is done, I'm being guided, especially by Kenya Moja. We have some grounded members of Parliament, like Honorable Undo, who are helping us put together an impeachment motion against Duale.
You will keep us updated. Anthony Kibagendi, MP, Kitutu Chache South, member, Health Committee of the National Assembly. Yeah. You've heard the conversation. If you haven't, please follow it online. But in the next hour, Shika Mike, governors should be appointed, not elected. Eric Mutura will tell us why. It is now 8 a.m.